Today, we're going to be talking about your first Amazon product listing. What's it going to take to make you stand out from your competitors? Hi, I'm Norm Farrar, aka The Beard Guy here, and I'm at DigitalMarketer Studios. There's a lot of things that we can cover today, and if you follow these steps, you will be different than your competitors. The first thing we want to take a look at is we want to make sure that your images stand out. The main image, your primary image, is something that we should talk about. First of all, what is acceptable? What can you put up on your listing? Amazon states that 1000 by 1000 pixels is fine. It's not fine. 2000 up to 5000 pixels would be much better. It's a higher resolution. Now you're doing this at 72 DPI. You don't have to do it any more than that. The other thing you want to make sure of is you're checking out your competitor's primary listing. I'm going to give you an example. So let's say we're talking about kitchen knives or chef knives, and you can go and you can check this out for yourselves. Just Damascus chef knife. You're going to notice that there are going to be a ton of Damascus knives. It's a very, very competitive field, and it's going to go from the tip is at the bottom up to the top right. And you'll notice that every single one is like that. And you're going to notice that they all come in black packaging. I don't know if they're getting it from the same supplier, but it's all the same packaging except for a couple. And guess what? I guarantee that those are the ones that are going to stand out, and they're not at the top of the listing. So this caught my eye, and this is why I want to pass this on to you. You need to go back and split test these images. What you think is right, probably wrong. And I can tell you this from experience. I've done this time and time again, where I've taken this really great shot and it failed in the split test. So here's what you do. Just because you have an iPhone does not make you a photographer. I highly recommend that you go to a product photographer. Not just any photographer, a product photographer. It might cost you a little bit of money, but it'll be well worth it in the end. If your pictures look better than your competitors, guess what? They're clicking on your listing first. The other thing, when you're talking to a product photographer, they'll know about the angles, and they can fix your product in post-production using Photoshop. So let's take a cylinder, for example, nice and round. If you're an amateur photographer, it comes off flat. You don't see the light coming off the sides. What they'll do is they'll either brighten it up, they'll bring the light down so it looks like a cylinder. It'll pop. If your background is a little bit gray, they'll make it pure white. It has to be white on Amazon. So just by using a product photographer, you'll be able to get one up on your competitors. But here's a secret: 3D rendering. If you've got something like sheets, or if you've got a soap box, so you know the tuck boxes that soap comes in, doesn't look very good because they've got ripples. You know, it's very cheap cardstock. And same thing with sheets. They all have ripples in them. A pillow might have ripples in them. Do a search. Go ahead and here's a homework. Do your search on pillows and sheets and cylinder-like supplements and see who stands out. You'll see all of these are 3D renderings. So I'll take a product shot, I'll send it over. Usually the photographer can also do 3D rendering, but it makes it look perfect. One other thing, if you're using a cylinder or something, again, you have to do this to make your product pop. You only have a microsecond. But for us, we want to fill the frame. The less white space, the better. So I'll try some with my packaging. I'll try filling up the frame with a single image so it takes away for all the white space, or I'll put the package in it. Or I've done this with a knife, is I've put a tomato or a steak, a cut up steak that looks really good in the frame as well. The more white space that you use, the better the algorithm's gonna like you. The next step on the primary is make sure, like I was talking about the knife with the black box, add yellow. If it's a supplement and you see everybody, and I can tell you this in the pet supplements, if you see everybody's got a white container, 16-ounce container with pet food in it, and a green and blue with a golden retriever or German shepherd, I don't care the dog, You can do so much better than your competitors by just changing the packaging a little bit. And this is simple. Ask your manufacturer. If they don't have the answers, go to a product or a packaging specialist and get it done there. I'm telling you, by doing the proper packaging with your image, it's going to show people exactly what they're getting, and they have a more desire to buy because you just did it professionally. Now, the other things we need to look at is you've got a slide deck. You'll see that there's 7 pictures that go down the side. And at the bottom, if you click the bottom image, it'll actually open up and you'll see 9. So you do have 9 images, but you can only see the 7. In that 7, you want to make sure that whatever, and we'll be talking about benefits in a second, but if you have any type of benefit, you want to highlight it. If you have any key features, or if you have ingredients, or how to use it. And I'm not talking about writing a book. Writing a book should never be done. You're telling people on the bullets the information that they need to know. On the images, it's bullet point. What's quick, what's fast. Just for example, what you're going to do is you're going to take it out of the box, and this is it, 3 or 4 points. It's warm water, lather, apply, enjoy. That's simple. Now you're going to move on to the next type of photo, and that's going to be your lifestyle photo. This is probably your most important photo in that slide deck. I like to usually 2 would be the best, but even if you have 1, here's the key. You don't want a grumpy old guy that's selling a really cool new product. Smiley faces always work. And don't go to a stock photographer and get that image that everybody else has seen a million times. Pay the product photographer to bring in a model and either hand model, or you've got them doing something lifestyle, or go to an influencer, pay a couple of bucks and get them to create user-generated content. It'll go a long way, because not only do you put it on your Amazon listing, you can put it over to your social media or your e-commerce site. Now, that doesn't end there. The most important thing that you can do on your slide deck is create a very simple video. The video, you can actually put 3 videos up there. So it might be a product demo, it might be an assembly, but something that you want the audience to show. It doesn't have to be a Hollywood production. I will take a look at my competitors and see what they're doing. Sometimes I can't afford their videos because they're a huge brand, but for the most part, I can spend very, very little. Like go to a company like Animoto or Canva and just do it yourself. It could be a slideshow with just your benefits there. So you got to put it up there. Now, here's why. First of all, people love video. Second of all, you can put more content up there. Third, and a lot of people don't realize this, if you don't have a video there, influencers can't post their product reviews for you in your product listing, right on your product listing. You'll have the related videos down below, but this is actually on your listing, and that's going to help sales. All right, now let's get over to copy. If you're not a copywriter, don't do this. If you don't understand how to put together the title, don't attempt this. The title is the next thing people are going to look at. If you are putting keyword phrase after keyword phrase after keyword phrase and make it look very robotic, people are going to click off. Now, you have to remember, because you're a micro brand, people never heard of you before. They're looking for a red flag to click off. They don't know you. And if you give them the confidence to move forward, building up some authority, so, oh, look at these great images, well, they're going to look at your title next, and then they're going to probably check you out on Google, and that's for a whole other video. But if your title looks good, couple of phrases, your brand name, couple of keyword phrases that you've researched, and then something that's engaging. You have to get the company or the person to engage. And one of the best ways to do this, here's a hint. Go into a Facebook group or where your audience hangs out and find out what they're talking about and find out how they talk about it. You'll see that different people talk about different things. Like, let's say it could be in tennis. They might have I know nothing about tennis, but they might have terms that if you see this as a tennis player, you're, oh yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. And that will give you one up on your competitors. You definitely don't want to, and you don't have to overkill. You can go in some categories up to 200 characters. I'd rather have 1 or 2 really good keywords and then something that's engaging. I'm going to show you just something that we use. So we have natural soap. So we have handmade natural soap infused with, so it's just not essential oils, but it's just that it kind of, it gives off sort of a luxury feel. Infused with essential oils or infused with lavender oil. And these are the type of things that you can do over your competitor to get your audience to keep moving and reading. I just want to mention this quickly, and that's understanding your audience. If you blindly go into a product and you don't understand who you're marketing to, it could be a disaster. I have soap and I sell it to one group. Those are mudders. I sell mud to mudders, and it's Dead Sea mud. So after these crazy obstacle guys and women, they do this obstacle course, they're covered in mud. Well, I'm there to sell them soap with mud in it. And it's just sort of a play on it. And you can do that as well. You might take a sub niche, but you have to understand your audience. And there's all sorts of ways that we can get into that. And I think that'll be another video as well. Okay, now let's talk about bullets. You've got 5 bullets. In those bullets, don't ramble. Just don't ramble. Benefit first, a couple of words, and then the couple of sentences. You can put keywords into it. It's always good to put keywords in. The more you can put in without keyword stuffing, and there's a balance there. And you've probably seen it when you're going on to Amazon. There's a fine balance between, okay, keyword and engagement, or just keyword doesn't make any sense. Click off and go to another listing. So make sure that these benefits are there and they're at the front. Why? What pain points are they solving? How are you making that person's life easier? And then you can talk about the feature. Next part to this is, and I think this is probably, there are other areas on the website that we could talk about, but probably pricing strategy. You want to make sure that you come out at the right price point. Most of the time when I'm launching a product, I'll drop the price and I'll do it in a digital coupon. So I might drop the price 10%. I might drop even much higher. I might go out where I'm just breaking even because I want sales velocity, and sales velocity will help me to rank for certain keywords. But you can do it, and this is a trick that you'll save a bit of money. You can use the digital coupon. Now, it's an instant coupon that buyers can use. Now, here's what I've heard. 66% of buyers use it. So it's not really the full amount that you're giving away, and you're still getting those sales, those very important sales during we call it a honeymoon period, where Amazon will rank you higher when you first launch the product. So anyways, get out there with a price that you can live with, that it might be a break even. I wouldn't go below break even, might be a bit higher, and see what kind of sales that you can get. The other type of coupon, and I love this, I offer, it's called a coupon stack. And I'll offer buy 2 or buy 3 or buy 5, buy this with one other product in my catalog. And I'll offer, I don't offer more than 10% off. I've seen people offer 25% off. Why do you do that? You're losing money. But let's say you give 5, you combine 5 or 10 products. And at 10 products, you might give 10% off. People forget to apply the coupon. I'm not kidding that you'll get all these multiple orders and people forget to apply that coupon. And it's such a simple option. It fills out your listing. It looks really great, But that's just a couple of things. Now let's talk about the back end. The back end is probably more important than all of this. This is going to help drive keywords. You're going to have an area where you can fill out your keyword search terms, and you just fill out, if you're using a keyword search tool like Helium 10, for example, or Data Dive, they'll show you the keywords and the most important keywords and what keywords are associated with the most sales. Just because you have large search volume doesn't mean people are buying a lot on that keyword. It might be a browsing keyword rather than a buying keyword. Let me explain this for a sec. Browsing keyword, you're buying something for your pet or your dog, but you put in pet chew. That's a browsing keyword. There's tons of search volume there, but you'll throw your money away. The next is a buying keyword, bully stick. You want to give your dog a bully stick. People know exactly what they're buying, but this is a primary keyword and you're going to throw your money away. So what you're looking for, and a lot of these research tools will help you find this, are the long tail or the primary long tail keywords. So grass-fed bully stick, odorless bully stick, 6-inch bully stick made in the US is actually a really good one, by the way. And then you create these silos that have all these names in it. And again, these types of tools will do that for you, very simple. And that's where you put these keywords into the keyword, into your keyword search terms. Don't forget to fill out all the fields. So you might have subject matter, you might have audience. Where do you find those? And that's called a flat file. A flat file is a whole other video. You want to make sure that you use a flat file. It's not that you have to use a flat file, but the algorithm and Amazon likes a flat file much better than just putting the information in manually. But for this file, for this lesson, go ahead, you can add it manually, but in future lessons, when we talk about flat files and the importance of flat files, you'll learn a couple of tricks on how to upload your product listing with a flat file. So that's it for this video, but wait. In the next video, we're going to be talking about advanced techniques to launching your products. And here's the secret. Most people, most of your competitors don't do this. So stay tuned.